sometimes you take your wins, sometimes you take your losses, and it's all a fun journey every step of the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jocks Figs just spoiled all of season 2 for him. Wow. If you haven't seen season 2 by now,
It's
then
on you.
yeah. What's your opinion on the current stage of like Lego Star Wars?
I think it's actually in a good spot. As much as people might kind of disagree with that take, I know that's probably relatively unpopular. I don't think we're in the golden peak age of that like 2008 through 2013 run. That was like phenomenal. They very rarely miss with figures or with sets. But honestly, I think that they're in a pretty solid spot. I really think that Lucasfilm going in a new direction with Kathleen Kennedy departing is going to help a lot. I think that's going to really create some more creative freedom and creative liberty for Star Wars as a whole. And as interest in Star Wars peaks, interest in Lego Star Wars peaks as well. It's really one of the best ways of collecting all things Star Wars and having something that's, you know, moderately affordable and easily displayable all at once. So I think it's in a decent spot. I would love to see them kind of lean into more of the dioramas and continue to do things that are targeted at AFOLs more so. I really love what they did with that diorama series, with the helmet series. So I think it's in a good spot. There's a lot of different ways they can go. They have a lot of different awesome products and different lessons they can learn from other themes. And yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, like I just got the new Darth Vader bust, and I know some people are like the bust sets aren't that good. In my opinion, I think you could go far with that. You could get a Grievous bust. You could get like it's a broad topic that could bring out many more figures and other stuff that people would want. But then also you turn with the helmet set. It doesn't come with the ATRT driver instead, but the bus sets do. So it's like you give or take really. You don't have you got to make that choice. But then
Yeah.
yeah, if Lego gave you permission to build or to create one set, what would it be?
um, if I got to make one set, I would probably make a Jedi Temple set. There's just like there's so much potential with that. You can have literal little like mini dioramas from each of the different like prequel movies. You can even have older public stuff thrown in there. You could have like one side is this pristine like glory days of the Phantom Menace and pre-Attack of the Clones, and then one side is like when the Old Republic, when the Sith Empire attacks Coruscant, it's just like completely annihilated, and you've got like Jedi and Sith fighting everywhere. I think that would be a really cool design. It would probably be pretty big in order to fit all the different scenes, but it would just be absolutely epic to have something like that on a play scale, but to have small little dioramas kind of built in within that as well. So that's what I would design. I'm a Clone Wars fanboy, so I think that would work the best.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's definitely a good set. They could have done something for that for like their Revenge of the Sith re-release. I think they kind of like took out. I think they kind of missed out on doing a bunch of sets. But I think if they did do a Jedi Temple set, I think that would definitely, if he split up between different years, I think that would definitely be very very cool. But one thing that I was thinking about was what do you like about the Lego community in its state like right now? Like what do you like about like the Lego community like here on Whatnot and stuff?
The Lego community and whatnot is literally the best part about anything that I do, like hands down. As rewarding as it is to, like find a really good deal and to work with people and like finally close a sale, just seeing the Lego community and how they rally around people is just like honestly breathtaking. It's very rare to find a group of people with so many like diverse interests, diverse incomes, diverse beliefs, diverse opinions, all coming together and rallying behind something. And just seeing like the outpouring of love that happens is it's insane. I remember when we did the charity show for Destiny Rescue back last November, and just seeing people come out of nowhere. People that hadn't bought from me before, people that had never even seen the show before, and they were just coming in and like tipping $20, like donate this to the kids, donate this, and like buying stuff and just hanging out and just talking about those important things. And it was like, this is amazing. It's so cool to see people rally around a cause. And then I think about when I did the fundraiser for Box of Bricks to go to Brick World, and that was just for one person. And they came in and donated over $1,000 to cover his costs in 20 minutes. And it's just coming in from all over. So the Whatnot Lake community again is just like, it's unfathomably cool. It's just so wonderful to have a community of people that really believe in one another and want to support one another. Um, it's like for me, I think I'm good at my job. I think I do it well. I think I try to deliver good products as much as I can. Even being a human and making mistakes every now and again. But they've definitely shown me more love than I could have ever deserved. Like I am not that special to have been put in this position, but the Whatnot Lego community again just like rallies behind people and supports them as they get started on a dream, and it's just so cool to see. Absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely anybody with any kind of personality can be successful in the Lego Whatnot community because you will find your people and they will support you tooth and nail. It's yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've only been on here for like a year, and I'm already, doing this thing with you right now. Like, I would have never expected that when I started with like my friends back in like my old state. Like, I never would have expected this to happen. So like, the community here is definitely like one of the great. Like, my cousins always ask me like, "Why are you doing a whatnot stream? Why are you doing all that?" There's no point. I'm like, you don't know the community that doing this. I'm doing this for. Like, you don't understand because you're not doing it. So like, it's like I would definitely recommend to anyone that's like thinking about coming to sell or just wanting to be part of the community. I would definitely recommend doing that, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think about I know this is actually the way that you and I first connected was I was talking about the book that I was writing, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm like just finishing up the last chapter like that week." And I was like, "What? No way." But it's like there's just so many diverse interests, and I've had people reach out to me that are like, "Hey, I know like I have a cousin who was an editor like, "Oh, my girlfriend loves to read. She'd love to read your first 3 chapters and give you feedback." And I'm like, this isn't even Lego stuff. This is just like personal life mile high stuff that they want to connect with and resonate with. And again, that just speaks testaments to the Whatnot community of it's not a surface level thing. It's not I support you because you give me cool figures and you ship them fast. It's not I try to support you guys because you buy my stuff and keep the lights on in my apartment. No, it's like people are genuinely invested in the person behind the seller, person behind the buyer. It's so cool to see how genuinely authentic those relationships are, even if you might never see their face.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, I'm honestly like I'm trying to keep I'm trying to keep like my own personality, especially with among the streams, and I see that a lot of the time with people all the time. I go through clips of different sellers, and you just go on like different sellers. You look at their clips. You see that they have their own personality in their streams. You see all this stuff. So it's like it's not just like one person hiding behind a screen like some great like selling on eBay would be kind of like. It's like you've got more of like a variety. Like now some people never don't show their faces, but you do have a lot of people that will show their face and like actually like show you their personality and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah, and again, that appeals to everybody. You've got Robert Maynard. He sometimes does his silent shows, and you got people like me that are kind of more in the middle of the road, and you got people like Janner that are like hype and doing the little like Blair horn every time there's a raid or a giveaway sponsorship. So again, you can just pretty much find any kind of vibe or any kind of style that you want, and yeah, just really kind of grow your audience and grow your community each step of the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Uh, One thing I was gonna ask is, what theme do you, in your opinion, is like underrated right now?
I will still die on the hill that Lord of the Rings is still vastly underrated, and that's coming from someone that is a much bigger Star Wars fan than a Lord of the Rings fan. But the figures that Lord of the Rings has it's amazing. Yeah, see, Rover knows. Rover's the head honcho on Lord of the Rings, but it's just like they're so cool. They're so detailed, and they're almost always perfect. There's very few misses, and even with like the minus turret set coming out in a week. Just like the detailing and the print and the armor on Aragorn is just so cool. And I really think that there's going to be an explosion of love for it again with that minus turret set coming out. It's epic. There's literally like wait lists in order to buy that set. But there's so many good figures that came out in that 2011 through 2013 run. And yeah, it's a relatively small theme to like complete, if that makes sense. With Star Wars, you've got 1,600 figures. Like if you started day one right now, it will take you years to get them all, unless you were like exorbitantly wealthy. With Lord of the Rings, it's like the figures are expensive and they're hard to find in good shape, but there's only like 160, 170 of them. So you can definitely get them faster, and you can have a full complete display case. And if you put axe to grind, you can have it in a couple months.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do think Lord of the Rings is definitely more, I think, detailed in than Lego Star Wars. Like, you look at the $1,000 Death Star, that was $1,000, and there's still, less detail on the figures than there are in some, Lord of the Rings sets, which are like cheaper than that. Like, it's like I mean, Lord of the Rings definitely has a lot more to like offer. Now, less figures, but more to offer in like detail and more like display offered in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say this is something that one of my friends told me a couple years ago when he started getting into Lord of the Rings. He was like, Lord of the Rings just feels more like adult centered than any other theme. You think of like Marvel, you think of Star Wars, it's very, more geared towards a younger audience. It's big flashy war scenes, it's, cool colors with the superheroes and all that kind of stuff, but Lord of the Rings feels very grounded. They use a lot more darker shades for most of their minifigures, which honestly I think is really cool. Like you can probably list on one hand the amount of ones that have bright, vibrant colors on them, and it's really cool to have that stark contrast from other themes. It's really definitely a breath of fresh air when you're looking for something that's a little bit more grounded and realistic as opposed to more fantastical. So yeah, that's personally one of the reasons I really like it. That's really a reason why I think it's still underrated. It's because people just maybe don't gravitate towards that like they should, and that's on them.
Was, and I should not have done this, but I bought a Aragon minifigure, and then I don't even know what happened. I was doing a gingerbread house contest, and I grabbed a bunch of figures, and I was doing like some like nativity scene. So I had like a bunch of like different clone faces, and then I used the body of Aragon, and then I lost the body, and I don't know where it is now. And so now I just have like the face and the hair, and that's it. And it's like I don't know what I'm gonna now it's like, okay, well, great. Now I've got pieces instead of an actual figure that I could, display with.
And yeah, that's going to be a problem because the one downside of Lord of the Rings is the pieces are very fragile, meaning that replacement pieces are not cheap. So even something on Aragorn, where I'm assuming the one you're talking about is probably the brown coated one. Even on something like that, that's like a 25 $30 figure. It's like that torso might be, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's definitely not cheap. So yeah, that is the downside of Lord of the Rings is the pieces are very fragile. They break and crack very easily, and if you misplace something, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is. Yeah, like I said, I'm still frustrated over. But I ended up also one thing that I'm not happy about is I ended up losing my five's head. That ended up getting lost somewhere. It either got thrown away or it got lost somewhere. So right now with my figure, I just put in a random head, and I'm still frustrated. Now like, you can never like find like those heads anywhere. Like I've searched and like no one is selling just the head. And so like I don't know what I'm I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna have to buy a new one or
Sounds like it might be time for you to stop doing gingerbread competitions.
Yeah, tell that to my family on every. No, tell that to my family on Christmas when we honestly are all trying to go against each other to win. You know what? No title, just win. Really, no prize, just to win.
Hey man, Lego, family relationships, you got to balance.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. I got like a list of questions here that I remember I sent you. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah. Here's one. If you could bring back one retired set tomorrow, what one would it be?
If I had to bring back one retired set, I would probably bring back the Betrayal at Cloud City set. 2019, I believe, was when that released. The set build itself is not that great. Like if we're being honest, it's especially for a master builder series, it has its flaws, but the figure selection in that set is immaculate. The Lando design with the printed cape is still probably one of the best Lego Star Wars minifigures they've ever made. The detailing with the Han Solo boots, like actually getting a dual molded figure for that one, is absolutely amazing. The Leia with the Bespin dress is so clean, and then you get a more detailed Lobot. You get an awesome version of the Ugnaughts. You just get a bunch of Cloud pilots and different Bespin guards in there. It's like you get to enact every scene. And my favorite Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back. So being able to like you can kind of go through like, oh, here's the carbonite freezing room. Here's where C-3PO gets absolutely nuked. And you got like, oh, you can still have the scene where like they're chasing Boba Fett as he flies away in Slave One, and then the best scene ever, you get to have Darth Vader dueling Luke out on the little platform, whatever it's called. Absolutely phenomenal to be able to kind of walk through all those scenes and have it displayed. I love the instruction manual for that set as well. It kind of walks you through their design process, walks you through different scenes in the movie. You get to kind of see the whole process from start to finish of what it means to actually build that set. So I would love to have that one unretired. I'm blessed to be able to have it, but it's like I would love for more people to have that set and just to be able to kind of experience that at a more reasonable cost than it is now, to say the least.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, in my opinion, I've got like two different ways. Now, my favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith. So I would like any of those sets from that wave back in like I don't remember what year it is, but some like the any set from Revenge of the Sith that's retired, I honestly would want back. But also, I do like the Bad Batch shuttle. I mean, the shuttle is fine, but I do like the figures, and the figures are much more expensive now. So if I could bring that back, that would definitely be on one of my lists. If I could bring back tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, the it's a shame that we never got the Bad Batch release in any other sets outside of Hunter. It's a big missed opportunity, especially when the show had 3 seasons. I mean, you had several years to manufacture something from that from that TV show to get some more figures. And then yeah, that Revenge of the Sith line, even like 2005, like the turbo tank, you had the Jedi duel with the light up figures. Those are pretty epic. That's definitely a good choice.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, no, like Lego has honestly missed a bunch of opportunities for like sets that they could have done. They could have done more sets for Andor. They let's see, they didn't really make any. I don't remember if they made. Let's see, I'm trying to remember like sets from Andor. I remember they made two sets. Yeah, they made two sets. They could. Oh yeah, because I remember because it was the U-wing and it was the Attack on Ferguson. They could have made so many more memorable sets that they definitely could have gotten money in. But like, I mean, if they could have replaced, if I could replace any set, I would replace all the smart play sets and change them out with something, at least something from a different TV show. Change them out with Maul Shadow Lord sets. Honestly.
Huge missed opportunity. I can give them a little grace. There's not a whole lot of deviation in scene from Shadow Lord, so I can understand how it might have been a little difficult to make new sets. But it's like, yeah, we needed those figures. We needed something that went along with that show, and yeah, instead we got Smart Play.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, one thing that I ended up buying M&R Productions had a custom. 11th brother, and so it was the day that the finale released, and I was like, I'm going to buy this so I can at least have something that represents the TV show. And so I ended up buying that, and so that's very it's a very nice thing, but it's yeah, it's smart play. Like I said, smart play is honestly now I've talked about this on my channel a good bit, but smart play is definitely on my low tier. Like I honestly don't like calling it Lego in general because it's like I don't like to compare it to sets like we had like if I compare it to the golden like 2013 somewhere around like there like you said 2008 to like 2013. I don't like to compare the smart play to that. Like it's like I mean you can't always have the golden year. It's got to go down sometimes, but we gotta bring it back. It's got to come back up.
Yeah, I've had extensive conversations with my roommate about this. He's a big Lego fan too. Um, he's just like, there's other toy brands that do that interactive playstyle feature, and they just do it better. So he's like, why, if you have the opportunity to, have a different, item, like maybe one made by Hasbro or something like that, that actually makes better sounds and actually works better. It's like, why wouldn't you just have that, and then you could have your own Lego sets that you can like actually imagine with. And it's like, maybe that's kind of part of the new generation of kids that were growing up. I'm sure they did focus groups and some kind of study to tell them that this was a good idea, but maybe that's just not something that kids value now anymore, is being able to like imagine their own scenes and have their own epic battles. Like I would have all of my clones and all of my droids just on my floor when I was growing up, and I'd have them fight each other. And now it's like, man, do they really just want to listen to a dewback sleep, or do they just want to have like Darth Vader's Tie Fighter fly around and do its own thing? Personally, not for me. I completely understand the kind of the resentments towards smart play. I don't think it's going to be something that they continue long into the future. I don't think the sales numbers are that great. I don't think the public reception was that great by the actual people that are buying the sets. So ultimately, money dictates what Lego is going to perform and what they're going to produce in the future. So I don't think that's going to make a very long run.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's see. I was gonna say two things. One, the smart play. I go into like Walmart and I just see how like all of the smart play sets are still like back up. Like there, no one is buying them. And then like another thing I was thinking about would be like how let's see, I just lost it. Never mind. Well, I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm scrapping all I was about to say. One question I was gonna ask is I'm guessing you've heard all about like the LAN controversies or whatever, the Lego Ambassador Group. What's your opinion on some of that stuff?
I'm a very forward person. There are very few instances where I'm interacting one on one with someone where I will not tell them my direct opinions. Personally, I think if Lego is going to have an ambassador network, and if they're going to want people to provide their honest feedback, then they should welcome that honest feedback. Um, if you make something that sucks, you should know that it sucks. If you make something that is epic, I also want them to get their full praise for it. Um, I'm trying to. It was the Juggernaut. It was the Juggernaut turbo tank that came out, and people were like, "What is this build? Like this build sucks." Like you've got the 2000, I think 9 turbo tank or 2010 turbo tank. You got the 2016 one, going even back to the 2005 one, and then we get 2025 and it's just like small and it's bad. And obviously the reactions on that were not favorable, justifiably so. But then I think about the I can't remember what clones they released, but people were like, "Yes, this is perfect. Like the design is great. It's sleek. It works," and they were able to kind of give their praise and admiration on that front. So I think if you have a group of people that work with Lego and work reviewing Lego, you should welcome that honest feedback and that honest criticism. It's not personal. They just want something that's better and more innovative, and yeah, hopefully that just helps them grow in the future.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, one thing I was thinking about that I just remembered was like how, like I remember I heard that like the Lego group was telling them, okay, remember with your reviews that it's for the sets, the smart play sets are for kids, and so remember that when you're giving your reviews. it's like, okay, yes, but don't you want them to also give honest? Because it's like, okay, we know you're gonna give probably like a bad review, but just remember it's for the kids. It's not for you. So just remember, even though we shipped it to you and made you and getting you to do all this review stuff, remember it's not for you. It's for the kids.
Yeah, and it's easy to see where they were coming from. I totally understand that perspective of like, yes, they designed something for kids first and foremost. That's why they're not labeled 18 plus. But at the same time, there's a certain level of quality that you come to expect with Lego. And personally, that just missed the mark for me. That wasn't up to the usual standard that I expect. Again, I just think that they should have left those interactive features to other companies that just do them better. Or if they were going to lean into this, they really should have just made the sound design better. That's really my biggest gripe with it is the sound design is bad. So if you're going to go into this, just go full steam, make it something that is enjoyable for kids, but can also transition naturally to adults. So I guess that's the appeal of Lego is you can have a set that is aimed at kids, but there might still be figures or something cool that adults want to collect. But with these sets, outside of maybe completionists that are trying to collect the figures and the Sand Trooper design with the new pauldron, there's not a whole lot of appeal to adults.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, just from people that I don't know, I mean, I don't know that many adults, I guess, other than people on whatnot that really collect. But from the people that I know, they have like the same opinion. They're like, I'm not buying smart play sets. I'm definitely not gonna do. I'm not gonna waste my money on that. I'll go buy something else. And like that's also for me. Like I would rather spend money on whatnot buying something on someone's stream than going to Walmart, driving to Walmart, buying a set that's probably I could probably get more figures than I could get in a set than on whatnot. Like I like the bus set. I don't remember. I think it was like $50 for the Darth Vader one. I think was that. Like I could if I had $50 on whatnot, I'd probably like 4 or 5 figs instead of depending on what the stream is. The instead of getting the one Darth Vader fig and then like a little bust build. So it's like, I mean, some people will be like, I'll buy this for my kid, and some people are like, I'm not buying this at all. So, but yeah, I mean, but also what I was gonna say is, if anyone in the chat has any questions, because I'm running out a little bit of my questions here, but if anyone in the chat has any questions, then send them over, put them in the chat, and we can answer some of those.
Absolutely. I'll turn this back on you. What's something that you've learned through your 1 year now on Whatnot, either about like how to operate a business or maybe something you learned cool about yourself? You cannot answer something functional about Whatnot. You can't say like, oh, I know I can print shipping labels all at once. Something fun.
I mean, something that I've learned, especially with me learning more about myself, is just that I've learned that I can be like before when I was selling, I was doing it for just get some extra money so I can buy more sets and that's it. But now I'm more like, okay, I feel like I've gotten more into the community. Like before, I was just like on my own, like I was doing it like me and one guy, and then I was like, I'm not gonna like get into the community or anything. But now I've learned more of myself. I'm like, to be better, I have to also be better in the community. So like I've grown from where I was, so I've now grown to be like more into like the community. Like I'll be like, hey, what's up on like random people's streams now, and just like I'll just be like going all the time, just being like, hey, how's it going? Instead of before, I'll just be like swipe on the bid and then I'm that's it. So it's like I've grown in my own self on being more like like talking to more people basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the name of the game is networking and making those connections. I mean, I've made connections on here with people that are probably going to be lifelong friends, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Also, to go to Ashton's question, can we get a mile high fig? I actually do have mile high minifigs. I do have custom sig figs. I'll see if I can find one on short notice for you. Um, but that's the other little bit of fun of being a whatnot seller. There you go. There's